Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Kevin Durant is still playing at a high level and the player has the desire to be an NBA champion again. Combining Luka Doncic and LeBron will be formidable, a trio of fearsome forwards and scorers that could do damage to any Western Conference rival. Trade suggestion that was very successful. Lakers make a trade between three teams and acquire Kevin Durant. The Los Angeles Lakers will endure a busy 2025 offseason. Various high-level assets are set to become available on the trade market this summer, giving the Lakers zero excuses to come away empty-handed. Sports Illustrated's Jackson Caudell recently crafted a captivating trade proposal that would send Stephen Curry's ex-superstar teammate to the Lakers in a monster three-team deal. They, Lakers, want to make a big move to maximize the window with LeBron James, Caudell wrote last Friday. While the Lakers have other needs, Kevin Durant would fill in seamlessly and would have plenty of scoring opportunities on the floor with Luka, Doncic and James, while also helping their defense. In a very tough Western Conference, the Lakers can't really afford to stay pat. Nick Richards gives them another body at center and Terrence Mann is a wing player that can fill the voids on the bench. The Lakers are still under both aprons and can make other moves to improve their roster. While trading both Austin Reaves and a first-round pick might seem like too much for an older Durant, Reaves had a rough postseason and might be too much of a liability on defense to pair long-term with Doncic, not to mention he is due a contract extension. Durant gives them more of a two-way threat. In Caudell's trade proposal, the Hawks would receive Grayson Allen, Cody Martin, and Jared Vanderbilt, the Lakers would receive Durant, Mann, and Richards, and the Suns would receive Reaves, Rui Hachimura, Maxi Kleber, Dalton Knecht, Shake Milton, Gabe Vincent, Kobe Bufkin, and 4 future draft picks. Pairing James and Doncic with Durant would be must-see TV. James' effective downhill driving and playmaking, Doncic's unteachable instincts and late-game takeover ability, and Durant's dependable isolation chops would give opponents nightmares. Durant, who won 2 championships with the Golden State Warriors alongside Curry, would love to compete for another title before retiring. Considering the Suns are in complete disarray in late May, it's safe to say the 36-year-old phenomenon won't achieve that feat in Phoenix. Durant averaged 26.6 points, 6.0 rebounds, and 4.2 assists per game with the 36-46 Suns this season, shooting 52.7% from the field and 43% from deep. With Los Angeles also landing a serviceable big man in Richards in Caudell's trade idea, the Lakers would have enough talent to get over the hump in the Western Conference. It'll be interesting to see if Los Angeles pursues Durant this summer. Dorian Finney-Smith has become the Lakers' new plus-minus king. Dorian Finney-Smith made big-time plays that did not show up in the box score, but the Lakers showed to be better when he was on the floor. Like any statistic, plus-minus has its flaws. But it can also have specific positive or negative indicators over a long enough sample. A plus-minus king is usually bestowed upon an unsung hero in the box score who's consistently involved within the most productive lineups. For the Lakers last season, that player was Dorian Finney-Smith. Just over 1 month before the franchise-altering deal for Luka Doncic, the Lakers made a trade to acquire one of the most sought-after two-way wings in the league. Finney-Smith came over from Brooklyn for D'Angelo Russell, making an instant impact. Following his addition, the Lakers went 32-19, tied for third best in the West. Finney-Smith was a plus 268 during his Lakers tenure, ranking number 1 on the team by a mile. The numbers don't jump out at you: 7.9 points and 3.6 rebounds on 39.8% shooting from 3. His impact, though, went beyond the surface-level box score, with one notable place being on the boards. The 6 feet 7 inches forward was repeatedly asked to play the big man role, even playing center in multiple lineups. He was the last piece in their death lineup, one head coach J.J. Redick leaned heavily on, to say the least, during the playoffs. To play that position, boxing out is imperative. It's simplistic in basketball terms, but not always executed. Finney-Smith rarely misses a box-out opportunity. Once a shot goes up, his first instinct is to search for a body to attach himself to. Notice in the clip below as he's in the low man position, responsible for being the help at the rim. The Mavericks have a two-big lineup with Anthony Davis and Derek Lively on the floor. Once the shot is released in the clip above, Finney-Smith's head turns and focuses on the 7-foot Lively. The front-facing box-out allows for LeBron to swoop in for the rebound. Finney-Smith also contributed as a rim protector, being one of the best on the team at defending without fouling by using verticality to impact defensive drives. The clip below demonstrates this, as he goes straight up against a Kyrie Irving layup attempt. He absorbs the contact of Irving while keeping his hands straight in the air to contest. It's textbook form. You don't get stat sheet credit for boxing out or using verticality, but it shows up where it counts the most, the scoreboard. Per the NBA's tracking data, when he was on the floor, the team held a plus 11.1 net rating, ranking number 1 on the team. In addition to all his responsibilities as a big man, Finney-Smith was tasked with defending the other team's top perimeter wing or shot creator. He utilizes a 7-foot wingspan along with his quick feet and basketball IQ. Watch below as he matches up one-on-one with Kevin Durant, crowding him and forcing a miss. On offense, along with shooting, Finney-Smith used those same smarts and instincts to open up shots for others. His screen setting was a significant part of the Lakers' offense, whether off the ball to create a three-pointer for a teammate or actions where he's more directly involved, such as the Gortat screen demonstrated in the clip below. It starts with a regular on-ball screen, but Finney-Smith sees Luka driving and screens the big man one more time in the paint to completely open up the rim. It's a synergistic play between a two-man pairing. Finney-Smith spoke on this play following a Lakers practice this season. "Whenever I had the opportunity, I would do it in Dallas," said Finney-Smith. "It's usually with big men in drops. Usually, they're not in drops. I'm popping when they're in drops. I was able to get a couple Gortat screens because they were in man-to-man and he drove my direction and the basketball instincts just kicked in and tried to get my guy an easy layup. It's available when the floor spaced the right way. But it's a wrinkle you put in for a drop coverage." The Lakers' last plus-minus king was Alex Caruso during the 2020 title run, who now plays a similar role on the title favorite, the Oklahoma City Thunder. That torch has now been passed to Finney-Smith, who the Lakers hope to retain this summer and reach similar heights next season. Don't care if he's 300 pounds, Paul Pierce says Luka Doncic's biggest problem isn't his weight. There is a fundamental misunderstanding about off-season preparation. Players unfairly get criticized for doing anything outside of basketball over the summer, and fans use empty gym shooting clips and other out-of-context proof to claim that their favorite athlete is gearing up for a breakout season. Few players have experienced this like Luka Doncic, who, despite his streak of all-NBA first teams, is still getting think pieces about his weight. While people may blame this recurring conversation on Nico Harrison's comments on Doncic's conditioning after the infamous Lakers trade, these arguments have been going on for years. Skinny Luka off-season photos are about as common as Ben Simmons shooting videos. Former NBA star Paul Pierce has had enough of these ridiculous ideas, however. The Boston Celtics legend laid out the insanity of these recurring discussions on Fox Sports Network Speak. When asked if he was excited to see a slimmed-down Luka, Pierce responded with, "I don't know, Joy Taylor. The guy averages 38 and 8, and y'all are talking about his weight. Let's talk about his mentality on defense because I figure that's the issue." Pierce asserts that if Luka has played at a high weight in the past and been as productive as he has been, there is no reason to worry about changing his body in that way. He has a point. Luka's teammate LeBron James had multiple all-time seasons while playing at a weight of 290 in a Miami Heat jersey. Defense is a mentality thing. Rebounding and the effort stuff is hustle mentality. It has nothing to do with his weight, Pierce insisted, because as far as his production, he's one of the most productive players ever. He's been first-team All-NBA every single year. An exasperated Pierce remained confused. As the segment continued, he simply sat back and watched the rest of the table debate the frivolity of equating an elite body build with excellent defense. While many have soured on Doncic, echoing Harrison's points following the trade fallout, it remains important to remember that Luka is a consensus top 5 player. It does fall on Luka to make strides as a defender, though. While the Dallas Mavericks surrounded him with players who could take pressure off him on that side of the floor, the Lakers have different roster-building constraints that will need him to improve. Any failure to do so would cap the team's, and Luka's, potential as contenders going forward. ESPN's Shams Charania predicts craziest NBA offseason could be coming. The NBA has become well-known and popular due to its unpredictability, and each season there always seems to be a move or two that comes completely out of nowhere. For example, this past trade deadline will go down as the wildest and most dramatic in league history as the Dallas Mavericks traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. It's incredibly rare for a team to trade a superstar as they're about to hit their prime, and that might not be the only seismic move that happens this calendar year. Due to the new CBA and the timelines of certain franchises, there could be much more player movement than expected. Even Lakers president of basketball operations Rob Pelinka believes there will be a lot of transactions once the offseason rolls around. NBA insiders like ESPN's Shams Charania figure to be busy this summer with all the rumors, and he himself is predicting that this offseason could be unlike anything the league has seen, via the Pat McAfee show. Pat, this is the most, I think, anticipation team executives have had over an offseason. I think this is going to be the craziest offseason, I don't want to say of all time. We just came off a trade deadline that was the craziest of all time. I think this offseason might be the most craziest ever. Charania has been the primary newsbreaker for most of the news and rumors in the league, and so to hear him say he expects this to be a crazy offseason speaks volumes. There is likely already a lot of trade and free agency chatter going on as teams prepare for the upcoming 2025 NBA draft, so it's reasonable to expect a flurry of moves to happen in short order. Parity in the NBA is higher than it ever has been, so there are several teams that can talk themselves into making one big move or two to get into the championship conversation. With so many high-impact players across the league that could be on the move, this offseason will surely have some fireworks. Lakers' part of history as NBA parity is at an all-time high. The Los Angeles Lakers have been fortunate enough to win a title in recent years, with their most recent championship coming in 2020. However, the Lakers and several other teams have been unable to replicate their success. In fact, Los Angeles will be part of history as this year's NBA champion will mark the 7th different one in 7 years.